Welcome to the online Graduate Research Forum for Spring 2019. My name is Summer Morgan, your presenter. I am a graduate student in the Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies program in the Department of Occupational Workforce and Leadership Studies. The title of my practicum is Building Leadership Qualities Through Training and Development with Collegiate Athletes. The purpose of my practicum was to provide me with coaching experience, which is something that I did not have access to. Within this experience, I had the ability to work one-on-one with players as well as share with the team training and leadership techniques. Coaching entails a lot of training and development, whether it is physical training for the players or teaching moments in order to improve their role as a student athlete and a leader. Based on this, I did my practicum with Texas State Volleyball team located at Texas State University. One of my objectives was to expand my cross-cultural global awareness. The objective states, by the end of the practicum, I will be able to develop an assessment that entails training techniques that can be used for high school coaches in the area. Here, my activities included training skills to younger players, teaching middle and high school players leadership qualities, volunteering with high schools and observing different leadership strategies, attending leadership workshops. Another objective was intellectual development. This objective states, by the end of the practicum, I will be able to use material from coaching workshops and apply them to my career in organizational training and development. Here, my activities included attending coaching clinics, learning how to break down film, attending compliance meetings, learn the recruiting process. My third and final objective was career exploration. The objective stated, by the end of the practicum, I will be able to utilize the planning and organizational techniques from behind-the-scenes activities to promote my career to a director of operations or a head coach. Here, my activities included managing stats, planning programs, creating camp flyers, and conducting food itineraries. These objectives contributed to my career goals by providing me with insight on what it would be like to work in training and development post-graduation. I would like to work with a collegiate organization and teach individuals the skills and techniques they will need to be successful on and off the court. The experience that I had working with collegiate athletes helped prepare me for a future in training and development and coaching. It helped me with the communication skills by allowing me to assess the usefulness of training techniques. It also allowed me to utilize supervisor feedback when evaluating team or individual progress. This practicum experience placed me in a diverse setting working with individuals for different cultures and allowed me to observe each athlete's leadership tendencies or lack thereof. Overall, the practicum allowed me to develop the player's understanding that there is more to success than just obtaining skill. I want to share with you 3 short stories about my experiences during the practicum. Watch and learn. When I first started the practicum, I spent a lot of time observing coaching strategies and leadership qualities. I reflected weekly on what I saw, what I learned, and offered suggestions on what I could implement to the program for improvement. I actually really appreciated this portion because sometimes we get so anxious to dive in head first with no initial knowledge or training of a subject. The next highlight, you get to lead and you can lead too. The middle segment of the practicum emphasized leadership development and ways to implement those qualities in practice. After attending a leadership workshop, I was able to transfer knowledge from the workshop to the players as a group and individually. Each player was given some sort of leadership insight that they could work on throughout the practices. Everyone had the chance to be the leader for the day. The third highlight, I can coach. The final portion of my practicum focused more on me being in the role of a coach. My practicum supervisor provided me with the full access to coach as if I worked for the team. During that time, I was able to train technique, create practice plans, and also learn the recruiting process behind the scenes. This segment prepared me the most for my career. Don't go anywhere. There are still other aspects of my practicum I believe will interest you. So please keep watching. During my practicum, I engaged in my intellectual development to augment my practicum experience. The authors Kaufman, Glass, and Pinot wrote an article titled Mindful Sport Performance Enhancement, Mental Training for Athletes and Coaches that greatly contributed to my intellectual growth. The first highlight, mentality affects performance. The author suggests ways to improve mental and psychological factors that may affect the student athlete's performance on the court or field. Despite the strenuous physical activity an athlete must learn to endure, there is a mental aspect of training that can be detrimental to an athlete's success. The authors teach the athletes how to be mindful performers and overcome mental training. The second highlight, the mind is a muscle. This is my favorite point throughout the article. It is important to train our muscles in order to prepare ourselves for competition. We often forget that the mind is a muscle and we must train it too. The authors help illustrate ways to develop that mental toughness. The third highlight, practice how you play. These are words that we often hear as an athlete throughout our entire career. It is also a phrase that should be used throughout everyday life in the workforce or a sport. In order to perform at our max potential, we must first practice how we are going to play. We have to practice mental toughness along with physical techniques to perform to our best ability. If players can practice our mindsets in training and make our thoughts second nature, they will be more than prepared for the competition. Based on these insights, Kaufman et al. Helped me to further my understanding of developing a strong mentality in order to improve player performance during competition. I want to share with you what I learned during the practicum about myself within the context of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths, I've gained more knowledge. The practicum taught me a lot of information on what it takes to be a coach, what coaching strategies work best with different age groups, and how to train players both physically and mentally. The process provided me with insight on developing leadership qualities in each individual. Weaknesses. I can improve on patience. Training in itself is time-consuming. The practicum taught me to be patient, but there is still room for improvement in that area. I now understand that any type of training, whether physical or mental, takes time to accomplish. It's a repetition of the training that will instill those strategies and techniques in the player. Opportunities. I am prepared for a career now. Needless to say, my practicum was exactly what I needed. The past 8 weeks have prepared me for the workforce. As a result of all that experience, I am more qualified as a potential employee for a university. Threats. I am well-rounded. I have not been too fond of the weakness and threats portion of our analysis throughout the semester because I think that it's all a learning experience. Therefore, my threat is targeted towards my competition in the workforce. This practicum has given me experience in all areas in athletics, and a well-rounded competitor is dangerous. I'm pleased to be in this position and I'm ready to work. Based on these insights, the main takeaway I learned about myself from the practicum is to stay the course, make a goal, and stick to it. I also learned that I can handle more than I think, and I now understand my impact to the field of coaching. Coach Morgan. I like the sound of that. My goal is to pursue a career in coaching after graduation. I have been prepped to train both the physical and mental aspect of the game while also developing each individual into a leader. In light of this experience gained from my practicum, I feel confident and dedicated to obtaining a career in the field of coaching. I am excited to change lives and impact women of all ages in the sport of volleyball. On the YouTube page below, please indicate your anonymous preference for this practicum by clicking on one of these two icons. Also, please post your comments or questions in the YouTube comment section below. I will respond to your inquiries posted between April 1st and 14th through this webpage. Thank you for watching my video presentation here on the YouTube Alice channel. See you later.